Welcome to Turn to Your Neighbor. This is the show where we explore Christian culture. We talk about music. We talk about social media news and so much more. My name is Cliff, and with me is my man Dre. What's up, man?
I always just wanted to do that for no reason. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. Being blessed and highly favored. I got my lawn done today, so I'm in a very good mood today.
Oh, that's good. Good. Yeah, that's important.
That's important,
in
brother.
a time such as this, to get your lawn, get your grass cut. Want to thank everybody for joining us today. Do me a favor, share this right now to all of your friends, all your social medias. Share. Let them know that we are live and we about to have a great show.
Can I tell you something kind of hilarious? I was going to tell you off the air, but I was like, it's kind of funny, so I'm going to tell it on the air.
Okay.
Like, every week you work really hard, and I respect you for that. And you type this stuff up, and then you, like, share it to, like, our Facebook pages so we can, like, people will tune in and watch. And it wasn't until last week that I realized I have a block on everything that somebody tries to tag me in and share on my timeline. I get a notification on it.
Okay.
And until I approve it, it doesn't go out. And so it was like last week. This is episode what, 4, 5?
This is episode 5.
And so I realized last week I was like, oh, I gotta approve this. And then I went through and approved all the rest of them that you had sent.
This is episode 6.
Episode 6. Well, yeah.
So you want to approve all the old times I tagged you in the old episodes.
Yeah, and then what I realized was people started tuning in, and I was like, oh, I guess I should really approve this every time he does it. Or I should learn my settings on Facebook and figure out what in the world I'm doing here.
All right, let's get into the show. Since we got that out the way, we got your sharing habits out the way.
Transparency.
Hashtag transparency. All right, so last week we talked about what I call the Avengers Preacher. This is the brother that chose to, at the end of Avengers Infinity War, he chose to stand up and start preaching the gospel at the end of the movie. Well, the Christian Post just recently did an interview with him and talked to him about the whole ordeal, like what happened, what you do, why'd you do it. So one of the things he said was, as he usually has done this before, he said, I do this before, but usually the lights come on during the credits, and that's when I go into my spiel. So I thought to myself, brother preacher, did you not realize you were at a Marvel movie?
Come on.
And at Marvel movies, there is something that we call post-credit scenes.
Post-credit scenes, the most important parts of the Marvel universe. Go ahead.
And everybody knows this except for our people who Black Panther was their first Marvel movie because we saw them getting up. Yeah, but most people who go to Marvel movies know that you stay in your seat until the movie is done, until the credits are done, because there's a scene at the end of the credits, so the lights don't go out.
A scene or two.
That's right, because then there's a mid-credit scene and then there's an end-credit scene. So this brother, not being a wise winner of souls, because the Bible said he that wins souls is wise. He was not wise in this case because he chose to. What happened?
That was a heavy accusation.
Well,
we just called him stupid.
I know. I said he wasn't wise. I didn't say he was stupid. He did not use wisdom in this case because he went into his message before lights officially came up. So if you know you do this when the lights come up, why not just don't open your mouth until the lights come up?
And here's the thing. If you look in this wonderful picture that you have procured for us, there is a significant other to his right. I don't think he ran this by her. I have to say that I imagine he goes out and does this and then tells her afterwards. And he like, baby, I did it again. She's like, what? Steven. What's his boy's name again? I forget his name.
Steven. I think it's
Steven. Steven, why?
Michael, I'm sorry. Michael Weber. Pastor Michael Weber.
He looks like a Michael. Michael, why are you doing this? Like, and she's asking him every time he's doing this, why are you doing this? Because you can tell the wiser, fairer sex would not have said, hey, this is a good idea.
But get this, according to him, his wife and his father were also were right next to him.
Traumatized.
When he did this. So they probably knew he was going to do this because he had done it before. And neither one of them said, son, honey, this is not what you want to be doing right now.
No, I can't believe that. Can't believe that. I bet you they had a talk before they went in there. And she said, I'm not going into this movie with you if you're going to be acting a fool at the end again. If you're going to stand up and start talking that stuff, I'm not walking in there.
And on top of this, it still gets better. He admits to having gone to a Marvel movie in the past. So this is not his first Marvel movie. So what are you doing, sir?
Sir,
what are you doing?
What are you doing? It's did he get charged with anything?
No, of course not. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but
no. You're listeners, okay. He should have got charged. A public
he was not charged. He was detained by the police. Then they let him go.
I still tripped me out when we saw that video clip last week. The police had the big guns out. They came in there ready to put someone down.
Yeah.
They knew it was a thing and they were ready to go.
Yeah, and if you read the article, he claims nobody was hurt, nothing like this. But then that video we showed last week, there were clearly people limping out of the auditorium. So he has a different view of the events that happened versus the video that took place after, and the hundreds of other people that were in there. His version is a little different than their version.
First of all, this brother has a lack of self-awareness. He's missing some things. Yeah. Number two, I would sue him. If I was somebody that got hurt, I tell you what, if I got a sprained ankle, if I had to buy some ice, anything, I'm going to recoup some expenses off that brother.
Fits in
causing a public panic.
Fits in the chat said Marcus would have been charged, or Marquise.
Yeah.
Or Tyrone, or Willie, Rashawn, insert black name here would have been charged.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Pastor Tyrell would have got that charge, that public disturbance charge.
Yeah. Avengers Preacher. God bless you, brother.
God bless you, brother.
Preach the gospel, just don't do it in movie theaters anmore. That's all I got to say.
Just wait outside.
Outside is just as good as inside.
No, just wait till the leaflet. Hit them as they exiting. Just hand them a leaflet and just say that. That's all you gotta do.
God bless you, Avengers Preacher. God bless you. Go with God.
Go with God.
Okay, so we know how the Me Too movement has been really taking over everywhere, and women are coming out in all industries, all walks of life, talking about the mistreatment that they've received from men.
Yeah, you got me nervous.
Yeah,
already. Don't say nothing to get us fired or Me Too. Don't say nothing.
No, not Me Too, but this woman, Beth Moore, she is a well-known evangelist, a prophet, or minister, what have you. She's well known, but I'm just going to say I have never heard of her, but she's well known.
I haven't. No.
She recently wrote a letter, and it's on a lot of different Christian outlets, Black Christian News, Christian Post. She wrote a letter to Christian brothers, and in this letter she describes some of the mistreatment that she has received from people in the ministry. So from men in the ministry, the mistreatment that she's received. So a couple of things she talks about is how she's in the room with other men and they're pretty much making fun of her. Like she's the butt of their joke for no good reason. There's another instance she talks about. She met, this writer, this theologian who she kind of looks up to. So imagine looking at your hero and, and she goes up, introduces herself to this guy. He looks her up and down and says, "You look better than so-and-so." He gives a name. The article doesn't say a name, but he gives a name. So imagine the man saying, "You look better than Paula White." Like that's it. So she goes and talks about all these other kinds of things that's happened to her. But I just wanted to kind of bring it up because it's horrible that she's had to face this.
Right. We got. I don't even know what to say. We just gotta do better, man. It's a hard enough industry as is. And you would think. Never mind. I can't even say.
No, I was saying you would think that with the church we'd be above this. Like, if you can't get treated right in the church, where can you get treated right?
What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? If you can't do right in the church, what are we doing? But I can't even say that because historically speaking, we screw things up in the church, especially when it comes to how we treat our women on a variety of levels, even especially how we treat women in leadership, whether we let them in leadership to begin with, how we treat them once they're in leadership. So I would hope we would be a better barometer of these things. But can you honestly say that this surprises you?
No, but the problem is that we too worried about what women are wearing, what kind of makeup they got on, how low cut their top is, how tight their top is, all this other junk. Won't we worry about just treating them right and make sure they're respected especially in ministry circles. It's not like she was hanging around a bunch of what's called lay members. She's talking about hanging around preachers.
Right.
And other ministers and pastors and other ministers, and they're treating her like this, walking in the elevators in this stone cold silence when she walks in after they had been talking the whole time.
I mean, it reveals a lot, though. It reveals a lot. It reveals that these people are still individuals. That they're still humans. They are still, even though they may be representing ministry or things of that nature, they still have things that they have to deal with. And they need to be held accountable. That's what's real. Did she snitch on anybody? Did she say some names?
She did not name names.
I'm about to say, let's get them on Twitter, get them out of here. Get them out of here.
She did not name names, and I'm sure that, so she gave probably the PG version of her experience. I'm not sure if she has a PG-13 or rated R version. I know there are women in the church who do, but she didn't go into that kind of detail. Right. She pretty much, I think she was in a nice way trying to shine a light. Like, listen, I'm kind of well known and this is happening to me. Imagine I'm trying to do this for the sisters that will come behind me or may not be as well known as me. They need to be heard. So I think that's part of the reason why she's doing it.
And respect to her for being brave enough to do it, because we both know that it's a distinct possibility that this could negatively affect where she's allowed to minister, where she's invited to minister, which is that part of that is her livelihood, if not her whole livelihood. And so while it's sad to say that, it's a real thing. And so you would hope that's not the case, but that could be a real thing.
Yeah, we as men, we need to do better by women, especially in the church.
Right.
Because God's not going to ask me, when I meet Jesus, he's not going to ask me, was the sister's dress too tight, or a lot of other kind of stuff. He's not going to talk about that. He's going. I'm gonna have to give account for how I treated other women, not for what they were wearing.
You take care of yourself first. You do what's right hold ourselves accountable first, and treat somebody with respect as a human, and that will take care of a lot of other things.
Okay, so this next video, I just got to show you. You just got to see it.
Okay.
Let's be on our feet. Please be upstanding. It is time for Papa.
What is... Oil.
In all currencies.
In all currencies. Come on.
What is happening?
Hey.
What is happening? Why is the turn up so real?
Come on, he is the god of the yen. The god of the euro.
So is she like now supposed to do like she like a stripper and just start scooping up the money? Like what's supposed to happen? Not that I would know exactly what that looks like. I've just heard things.
I wish I could tell you what's going on. The problem is, as you can see, there's somebody holding the camera, holding the phone up to the camera. You see that red in the background in the bottom. So the brother who's holding the phone does not speak English. So he gives a little intro to this video,
right?
But it's not in the language I'm fluent in at all.
Okay.
So I have no idea what's going on.
So here's what we're going to do. We like to keep our listeners involved and those who watching involved. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take this post right here. I'm going to copy this thing. I'm going to put this in the comment section here. Maybe somebody out there knows somebody who can get this whole thing interpreted for us.
So this is like tongues in church? Is there an interpreter?
Yeah.
Do you have an interpretation?
Because we would really like to know a larger interpretation, some context to what's going on and what's happening on this particular one.
I don't know if she behind on the mortgage. I don't know, or the rent, or I think it's a she. I don't know what's going on, but they decided to make it rain on her head. In all currencies too. So I don't know.
All currencies. And who is this old late 70s looking pimp that we got here? I don't know where he's at. It's hot because his picture's sweating. But what? I don't understand exactly. And then they wanted the oil. Oil. What do you want the oil for? Like, what exactly? That's going to take this whole thing to the next level, I guess.
I don't know.
You can't anoint mess. You just can't anoint mess.
They are making it rain. Look at that.
Yo, Annie is a mess. Annie said, how is that person not slain? I would be unconscious in the spirit. But you lose all dignity of the moment when you start going and scooping the money up. And what do you do with that? Like, do we get all those bills? And I bet you they want their tithe on the spot. I don't know, but I know next time I pray for a financial blessing, I'm going to pray for it in all currencies. I've been living in God with my dollars. I'm going to start praying, bless me in all currencies, God. Oh, Lord.
Oil in all currencies. I need it.
If I get oil and I can get these yen, Lord. I need the oil and these yen. Because the conversion rate's beautiful right now. Hallelujah for these yen, Lord.
Hallelujah.
Brother, where did you find this stuff? And then you just run it out here.
Yeah, you want to have a show? I had to find material.
Yo, what do you find this stuff at?
In all currencies, God. Let it be so.
Lord. What's up next?
All right, so there's a lot going on in our White House. Vice President Mike Pence just did a interview with CBN.
Hold on, you just killed my whole vibe when you put his big old picture up there, bro.
Brother,
we done ran over the whole rundown. I ain't know you gonna put his big old mug on my show, man. You done killed the whole vibe.
We are praying for our leaders. The Bible commands us all to, but I ain't gonna go there. But the interesting thing is, speaking of prayer, one of the things that Mike Pence talked about in this interview, why I want to bring it up, is he said prayer is a big part of this administration. So even so, to the fact where before they'll start certain meetings, President Trump will say, let's begin this with prayer.
Okay.
So I'm sure that there are many of our conservative brothers and sisters who will say, yes, look, this president prays.
Yeah, I'm sure Paula feels good about it. Was it Paula that's on Team Trump?
Who?
What's the one woman that's riding hard for Trump?
Omarosa?
No, the pastor. One of his
Paula White.
Paula White. Yeah, I'm sure she has something to do with this, probably.
So we have at least Vice President Pence is on the record as saying we have a praying president. Although this same president is misogynist, allegedly, racist, allegedly, makes fun of the disabled, allegedly.
But
hey, he prays, so something.
Bro, you ain't even list off some of his biggest hits. You know what he's praying for? He's praying that the FBI, Mueller, don't actually find nothing. They don't dig up that tape of him over in Russia. They praying that old girl, the adult actress, just goes away altogether. They praying they can keep this thing together for a little bit longer. He's praying that Melania quits embarrassing him every time he tries to hold her hand on the TV. That's what he's praying for. He's praying for a lot of things. I don't think he's. I don't even know he's praying too. You got me upset. Whatever.
Well,
Whatever.
I mean, everybody in the room is praying, but it could be they're not all praying for the same thing. You know, some of the cabinet members may be praying, "Dear Jesus, when is this nightmare going to end?
The people are
when
praying
is this
God
hell
don't let
gonna be
him say
over?"
nothing stupid today. That's what they pray.
That too. Dear Lord, let his Twitter account not work today. In Jesus' name.
Yo, I would pray every day that brother just lost his phone. Like I would pray for a lot of things. Why does his face just scare me, Pence? Like, don't trust it. Don't trust it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. We are not a political show. We just out here keeping it light, having fun. And then you put this man all on my page. That's okay though. Next, get him out.
All
of
right.
here.
So also, while we on the topic of the White House recently released a couple of faith-based initiatives.
Oh.
And this is on, again, CBN News. So one of the initiatives says the order calls for the executive branch to ensure conscious protections that grants people and institutions free rein to practice their faith without fear of discrimination or retaliation by the federal government. Why are we just having this now? Why is this the thing just now? Like, this should have been something that been instituted.
I really would like to know what the meaning is behind this. It's almost as if one of the constant cries of certain segments of society is that our religious rights, religious freedoms are under attack. And so I think, honestly, this party has put together a bunch of gobbledygook that doesn't really mean anything or it doesn't really change anything, but it just sounds good. And it's like, oh, look, he protects our religious freedom to protect, to praise and worship Jesus. Man, you gonna get me in my bag, man. You gonna get me in my bag.
So another directive pretty much summarizes that the Treasury Department, it directs the Treasury Department not to target churches or religious groups for speaking about political issues. So before this directive, was the Treasury Department allowed to target churches and religious groups for speaking about political issues? Like, why is this stuff new now? What are we doing?
Is there things happening that I don't know about, maybe? I mean, there's a lot of things happening I don't know about. So maybe it was some deep, dark, covert stuff that was going on that we missed.
I don't know.
What I'm saying?
Or maybe it always was there and he just feels like he's going to put it on some paper and make it look nice and say, look what I'm doing. I don't know.
Like I said, he be remixing stuff, man. Like, I watch NPR. I would have known if this was a real. I watch NPR. Wow. I listen to NPR. I would have known this is a real thing.
I don't know.
NPR keeps me educated.
Well, one thing I learned, when a person is in a position and you want to get them out, and I'm going to give full credit to our mutual friend Roberta Harden.
Uh-huh.
From her, I learned that when somebody is in a position, you want to get them out. Instead of playing against them, you just play that God blesses them with something better.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So, you could just pray. If you don't like the president, pray God blesses him something better where he decides no longer to be the president. There you go.
Okay.
Prayer changes things.
It's not even a real prayer.
It's a real prayer. You pray.
God would know he's facetious. God would know I'm just being petty. Lord, bless him right out of that position, Lord. I want you to bless the socks off of him. God, I'm asking you to take him to a new level out of the White House, Lord.
Exactly.
That's what I'm asking you to do right now. God ain't dumb. He
God,
knows.
we speak international golf courses, multiple international golf courses right now, that he will not have time for the country.
God, we ask you to bless him in all currencies, Lord. Right about the White House.
He won't have room enough to receive and will have to leave his position in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name. Yay and amen. Ah, glory.
All right, so this list just came out recently. Gospel Artist Entertainment released the top 20 most influential choirs/groups for 2018.
Right.
Now, I have no idea what the criteria was for this.
Right.
But you can see, I'll read off some of the names on this list. Again, no idea what the criteria was, but the Clark sisters are on there. Ricky Dillard, the New G, Chicago Mass, Resound, Lisa Knowles and the Brown Singers, Virtue, Charles Butler and Trinity, New Direction, Kadesh, Tennessee Mass Choir. So, again, I have no idea who or what the criteria was. You have any thoughts on this? Because I got some, but if you got some, I'll let you go.
Now, just to give you our source material, this is a brother or sister, I'm not sure which, or a combination of a couple people, off of Gospel Artist Entertainment. They follow them on Facebook and the grams and all that stuff. I saw this and I sent this to you. I was not able to find any additional criteria because I really would have liked to know. I got a couple questions. Is Lisa related to Beyonce and Solange?
I don't know. I did not do research because, I don't know.
Okay, I just that would be really my main question.
What if Lisa was one of the cousins in the picture that went viral? We would all know who Lisa. We would know Lisa if she's one of the cousins. Right?
Once again, I'm going to be quiet. You're not going to get me in trouble tonight. So moving right past that. That was a heck of a picture. Yes, Clark sisters. I mean, historically, yes. I'm not a Ricky Dillard fan. He put out some hot stuff, though. Actually, I can't say that. I'm a fan of some of his stuff. I love New G. Rance Allen, you know how I feel about. Have I ever tell you how I feel about Rance Allen? Yeah, I despise. I don't like.
Yeah, but then I told you
that he's a goat.
He's your. I'll say it again. He is your favorite gospel artist. Favorite gospel artist. I'm telling you.
Yes. Jesus. Mississippi Mass. Yes. Even though, does that even count? Because the Mississippi Mass, the members keep on changing.
It says group / choir. They're choir. That's the change.
But that's what I'm saying. So it ain't the same crew.
It don't matter.
So the 2018 vintage is probably different from the 1990s, 1980 vintage. I'm just saying.
First of all, I have no idea what criteria he was following because it's not recent album sales. Because New Direction, it's been a while since they released anything. Same thing with Kevin Lemons and Higher Calling. Virtue has been a couple years. I'm not sure where he's getting this from. And how do you leave off J.J. Harrison and Youthful Praise? They just released the album that won multiple Stellas. They closed the Stellas down. So I'm not sure how you leave off J.J. Harrison Youthful Praise. If you're going with like historical significance, I guess that's why the Clark sisters are up there.
Is Hezzy on here?
Rance Allen, exactly. If you're going historical, where's Hezekiah and Love Fellowship? Where's Kurt Franklin and the Family? Heck, God's Property. You can make an argument for God's Property being up there. I have no idea. Where's Donald Lawrence in Tri-City? I don't know what's going on.
Where's Donald Lawrence in Tri-City? As much as he gets on my nerves, I don't care if it's historical or now. You got to put Donald Lawrence.
I don't know what we're doing here. Where's commission? I'm not sure what's going on. Are we going historical significance? Or are we doing? I just think my man came up with some names and threw them up there and said, "This looks good. I'm gonna roll."
Let's just see what sticks.
Let's see what sticks. I'm gonna tag a bunch of people, get them Instagram likes up, and keep it moving. Because where's James Fortune and Fire? Like, there's so many people he's leaving off, and people with recent success, recent notoriety, that I have no idea. I don't know what this is.
Who is Vincent Tharp and Kenosis?
I don't know.
I don't know. Kenosis sounds like something that you take, I don't know, for dry skin or something. I don't know what Kenosis is. That's not a group name. They could have done better. Next.
So, Pastor John Gray. I know you probably heard of John Gray before. Used to be a gospel comedian.
Now, my man, Big Boys Unite.
Yeah, there you go. Now most recently was a pastor at Joel Osteen's church, Lakewood in Houston. He has a reality show that's still running on OWN. Well, John Gray recently took a new position at a church in South Carolina. And so here's a video of him actually having that conversation with Joel Osteen about him leaving Lakewood. As soon as I get the volume up.
That I respect called me out of the blue. And he said, I have an opportunity to be the lead pastor at Redemption Church in Greenville, South Carolina. My wife and I prayed about it, and we believe in our hearts that that is something God wants us to do. But I want to make sure that I have your blessing. Every time I've been gifted to stand on your platform, I have endeavored to be an extension of your heart.
We are so grateful to have you, John. You have served with excellence and integrity and so much honor, and so we just I want you here for 50 years, but more than that, I want you to fulfill God's call on your life. So, we're going to be your biggest supporters.
I'm just grateful. And I know I speak for Avenger when I say thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know you would come here and make me cry, but
well, man, you got me crying too.
You're a dear friend to us. I remember when you came, you said, "I won't be the weak link."
Yes, sir.
And I can promise you that you have never been the weak link. You've always done anything we've asked and more, and so we just celebrate you, and it's a happy time.
Yes, sir.
I feel excited for what God's doing because I know you have so much in you.
Means the world. Thank you, Pastor.
That's awesome, John. We're proud of you.
Appreciate it.
I'm sorry. My eyes were just leaking. I'm not crying. You crying?
I'm not crying. You crying? Boo!
Why are you booing?
Why am I? Hey, you see, I'm going to add him to my list. Joel. No, I see you ain't gonna get me because Joel got his own Joel Hive out there. I don't bang with the man. I don't know about his level of sincerity. And that was the worst, ugliest cry in history. That was not good. And it looked like he was forcing that tear out. I don't know. I don't know about the whole sincerity of that moment.
Why do you hate him? So everything that is portrayed of him, whether it's real or not, you see in this video. It's like all the compassion, the heart, you see in this video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with Joel Osteen. I mean, I think he's not for everybody, but I think he serves his purpose. And not to get all spiritual, I think he serves a purpose in the kingdom. Because we can't all be fire and brimstone. We can't all be whatever. We can't all be TD Jakes. I think there needs to be somebody for everybody. So he serves his purpose in the kingdom.
Right.
And so, how many preachers though would have approached this in a different way? How many preachers would not have been happy for him? Why are you leaving me? Why are you doing this to me? How many preachers would have turned this whole situation and made it about them instead of about the minister that's before you coming humbly saying, this is what's going on in my life?
I guarantee you what happened. That's what happened when all them cameras went on. I guarantee. You know why Joel was crying? Joel was crying because he knew John was good for at least 2 offerings a month. 2 good offerings at that. And so he's messing up Joel's offerings, and that's why he's upset.
Are we serious?
Boo. Hey, call me a hater. I just give him takes that I
Have you seen that church before? I don't think they needed John Gray to get an offering.
Look at these offerings. Bro, he got that, he's still paying that mortgage. He needs John to help pay that mortgage.
This is the church that bought a basketball stadium to have service in. They're not hurting for offerings.
That sounds nice. It sounds nice. You got to pay that mortgage somehow. All right, it's cool though. It's cool.
But
I'm a big fan of John though. I'm a big fan of John. Big fan of his wife, his ministry. I appreciate the fact that he is going on television as a pastor on the own network. Him, his wife, his kids, and not acting a hot mess. Unlike the preachers of Atlanta or whoever they were, he ain't out here acting a hot fool, embarrassing us all over the television.
Preachers of L.A.
Okay, I was wrong. Coach.
I think there probably was Preachers of L.A. too, but the Preachers of L.A. was the first one. And that's the one you referred to, right?
You knew what I was saying.
I knew what you
you
were
knew
saying.
what I was saying.
So there's an additional part to this. So he got right with his current pastor. Well, his former / current pastor. And so now there's video of him being introduced to the church by the new pastor. And
okay. They did something light. They just had some refreshments or something.
I'm not turning over a baton today. I'm turning over a key. Woo! There is no door anywhere here that this key will not get you into. It is the only one of its kind. I have had it since the day I started this church. I give you the new pastors, Pastors John and Avengers Gray, and then from this moment forward, this is Relentless Church.
So what John Gray says next is going to be really interesting.
I just wanted the devil to see how badly he lost. In a time when our nation is still so divided by class and by race, here on a Sunday morning, white pastors just handed off their life's work, 27 years, to black pastors in South Carolina. And the whole world must take note, because this is how we break the back of that devil. We break it. For where there is unity, the Lord commands the blessing, even life forevermore. And so, it's our turn to run our lap.
I told God I don't want to do anything.
So yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The interesting thing is that, and I'm not sure the whole history behind this, but the former name of the church is Redemption Church. And so now that John Gray is taking over as pastor, they're changing the name to Relentless Church.
And what's interesting is, from what I understand, Tasha's actually supposed to be going down. Like, you saw her in the picture, in the video, Tasha Cobb. I'll be calling her Tasha like I know her first person. But Tasha Cobb is actually supposed to be doing praise and worship there, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I don't know if she's changing churches as well, because she was with William Murphy, right? As
far as I know, yeah. And those pastors, Rob Carpenter and his wife, they're going to San Jose to have a church there.
A lot of that was interesting in a lot of ways. I saw other parts of the video as well, because the video is like 30 minutes long.
Yeah,
and we'll put it in the comment section. But it's really interesting. Yeah, it can symbolize a lot of things that he said. I love how he prayed over them and anointed them, and it goes to help to ease the transition, to make sure it's not too tough on them. I really appreciated that, and to make sure. And I love the church. I love the church because we will hype you up over nothing. Woo! Like, people was in the background doing the ultimate hype up. Like, and I love it. As a deacon, I would like to say I want one of those keys that opens all the doors of the church.
So you don't got to walk around with that big ring of keys?
Bruh, I got like 3 or 4 keys for our church. It ain't even a quarter of the size of that church. I got 3 or 4 keys for that church.
3 or 4 keys, that's light work. Some deacons will say that ain't nothing.
They don't even let me in all the places of the church. So I need 1 key. I need the master key. I'm going to talk to the pastor about that on Wednesday.
So you know how we do at church. Can you imagine what's going through the assistant pastor's mind or just some other minister when you think you might be next in line? How long you been there, and then they come with some other brother,
bruh,
from Texas, and you like, what's going on?
Of all the people there, he or she might have left already. Okay.
True.
B, I doubt that was the one person in the corner that was looking salty. Like they wasn't saying nothing. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. If I was in the room, I would be looking around for the saltiest person and be like,
absolutely,
that brother.
Absolutely. They'd be like, that person thought they were next.
Yep.
It's that one right there. They thought they were next. I'd be sitting around just looking for the extraness. Like, that person looks extra. They thought they were next.
And if Tasha's coming to do praise and worship, how does the current praise and worship leader feel? Unless the current leader is going to San Jose with them, maybe. But if not, how do you feel if Tasha Cobb is coming in and run you for your job?
Guess what? You're Tasha Cobb, and you best learn your place. That's Tasha Cobb. That's Tasha Cobb. Like, I understand you may feel tight. You should ask Tasha, A, can you be like co-leaders, and B, can you get on her next album? Because that's Tasha.
And both answers will probably be no.
Oh, and no. And good luck in San Jose.
Go with God. No.
Go with God.
All right, so props to John Gray in his new endeavor. And, we'll hope the Lord blesses their ministry.
I like that, brother.
Yeah. All right, so did you hear about
Can I take a hard left turn real quick?
Go ahead.
I do this every week.
Yes.
I'll just be seeing stuff. You see TD Jakes has a line of suits out?
No, I did not.
This brother is come out with a line of signature suits. First of all, let me talk about this real quick. I love Bishop. TD is the man. I love him a lot. I don't know who's around. He done, even as he's gotten older, he has aged like fine wine. He's gotten thinner. Things have come together for him. He's obviously gotten a stylist. Somebody taking control of his wardrobe. I don't know who his seamstress or his tailor is, but they need to put a couple inches in everything. That brother looks stuck and stuffed every time I see him. The joint just look like he's just stuffed in there. Oh, and so I don't know what's happening, but he needs to get that worked out. So I won't be really looking. That line is not for big boys. It's quite obvious that line ain't for big boys, because even though he may be a big boy, he thinks he's a size he's not. It's going to have some nice colors in it, though. A lot of loud colors. But until he can open up that suit jacket a little bit more, put a couple inches in that bad boy, I don't know if that's for me. That's all I had to say. I'm good. Back to your regularly scheduled.
Now, you know how Christians feel about tight clothes. So he's just being a good example.
What do you mean?
You know, like if some woman would have come up in church with tight clothes, they get rebuked or something. So he's just being a good example.
It's interesting. Like, dudes can wear tight clothes, women can't. Hey, nobody can. How about that? We should all just come in sackcloth.
Oh, you said his clothes are too tight already?
No, his clothes are extra tight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that. Okay.
Yeah, his joints are extra tight. I don't know who does that. Like, I don't know who told him he's that size and he isn't. He just needs to get a couple more. He needs to put a few more inches in everything he wears because he's not that size. But God bless him. Keep that money moving. Amen.
Does this clothing line have a name?
I don't know. It's under his TDE Ministries Grant Instagram. Yeah, you see, you something like smart. I'm gonna have to actually start doing research before I say things. I just come out here and just start. If it comes out my head, like I just start going with it. It's like TDJ. Let me work on this, and I'm gonna get back to you.
It's all right. It's all right. I was just wondering. It's not crucial to the cause.
TDJ Enterprises. I'm trying to see. This brother, he is so serious about, like, he knows he's doing it. Okay, but go ahead. I'll look it up.
All right, so have you heard about the University of Florida's graduation?
Yes, I have.
All right, for those of you that have not, I'll just let the video speak for itself. Now, this is University of Florida is not a Christian school, so this is not quite Christian content, but we had to talk about it nonetheless.
This college senior is joyfully dancing across the stage on graduation day. Suddenly, a college official rushes in and aggressively hauls him away in front of 10,000 spectators. It also happened to this graduate. And this one.
Oh, she dropped it like it's hot.
All these graduates at the University of Florida yanked off stage to the jeers of the crowd.
That's horrible. What, you're not allowed to dance across the stage? That's absurd.
These young people have worked their entire lives to get to this point. And it's their moment after all of the hard work and everything they've sacrificed to get to that point.
Oliver Toulousma was on stage for mere seconds before being dragged away, reportedly because his dance moves were taking too long. Nafisa Atta was also forcibly shoved off stage for the same reason.
It was only towards the end when more of the black graduates were coming on stage that it began to become a lot more aggressive in the nature of how they were treating and handling black students.
We looked through video of the graduation ceremony and found white students dancing uninterrupted. Now, the university's president, Kent Fuchs, is apologizing.
We inappropriately physically rushed a number of students across the stage in one of our commencements. And I want to personally apologize for us doing that on behalf of myself and also the University of Florida.
But these students say the apology is a little too late.
It would have been a lot more sincere and effective if it happened while it was taking place. He was on stage literally feet away from those of us students getting pushed, and he did absolutely nothing to stop it.
The university president did personally call each of the students who were rushed off the stage, but at least one of the grads says he won't be satisfied until that school official who took action against him is fired.
So what you think about that?
This joint was hilarious on multiple levels. First of all, a lot of the black grads who were getting rushed off the stage, they were D9. And so they're all Divine 9. Because I watched this a couple times. I watched some of the clips that come off of Twitter when it first happened. And a lot of them were just strolling. They were putting on for their org. And so they was getting rushed off of there, man. And my man was getting real handsy. And like my man Fitz says, everybody looked as different. Somebody would have got clocked in the mouth. Old boy would have got hit in the mouth, or one of them young ladies would have turned their neck and said, "Who you putting your hands on?" Let that happen. Neck would have gone to the side, one hand would have come up, or she would have clapped on it, say, "Hey, boo-boo, who you putting your hands on?" Now, all of a sudden, she would have been the one that's wrong. So my man was doing a little much, but it was just strolling, man. I said, first of all, I want Penn State to do this. I want Penn State to put it on camera and let the kids do what they do. I think it's going to be a hot idea.
I'm surprised nobody pushed him.
Yeah, man.
Like, maybe he knew just which black students he could mess with. I don't know, because I'm just surprised nobody pushed him. Because I could just see easily, you put your hands on me, I'm going to push you, hit you back. He got off. He got lucky.
I tell you this, he better be somebody real important at that university. Because guess what? You may have a robe on right then, but that robe comes off eventually. They remember your face. They're gonna catch you one time with a quick 2-piece and a biscuit.
I can tell you right now, the internet will make videos of him moving people off of spaces. So you'll see him like moving Kanye off the stage or moving other people. You'll see tons of videos. That's gonna be the new thing. This video right here, him just escorting various people off the stage.
Bruh, I would pay good money to see somebody moving Kanye off the stage right now. Good money.
It's a miracle that there wasn't a fight. Like,
yeah, it was. It was.
Right there. Right there, when people in church and they be dancing, the usher be trying to constrain them. That's what this looks like right here. The usher's trying to hold them from like getting into the aisles and stuff. That's what this looks like right here.
That's when you get 2 or 3 ushers. You get 2 or 3.
Right here, they dancing together. See, look at that. The usher's trying to let him use you.
Like he grabbing folks and
grab two-handed. Yeah, he's two-handed on people.
And here's the thing, that brother ain't that big. Go ahead and play with me, player. You gonna get this little chicken bone right here. Gonna get you this fresh joint right here. And the whole joint would have been real different when you sitting on your behind on the stage. I done pay how much money? University of Florida is expensive as heck. I done pay how much money to graduate from this school? And all of a sudden you gonna rush me across the stage in my moment? Not today. Not today, Satan. Not today.
Oh, what's going on? Leave the babies alone.
They grown people by that, but yeah.
Well, it looks like that's all we got for today, unless you got something else you want to just go off on.
Nah, bro, I'm good. Hey, as always, we always appreciate y'all. Always have a good time, man. Thank y'all very much for listening. I'm happy today. I'm peaceful. I got my lawn done, so I'm feeling real good about life right now. My lawn was looking like straight Jumanji out there. Like the first Jumanji. Not the one with the rock, but like the first Jumanji. Let me talk about that Jumanji real quick for a second, now that we brought it up.
Sure, why not?
The Rock's Jumanji was terrible. It was all the way terrible. Like, I don't understand how it made so much money.
The Robin Williams Jumanji?
Yeah, the Rock's Jumanji. You saw that one?
Wait. The one with the Rock's Jumanji was terrible, or the Robin Williams Jumanji?
The Rock's Jumanji.
You said that's terrible?
Terrible. I did not like it. And it had way too many jokes about the nether regions. And, like, it wasn't for kids, man. This made over like $1 billion worldwide. And what's The Rock doing? Like, why? He's not a good actor. We all know that, right? Let's be honest, people. Let's just take a moment and all everybody back up. I know he's big and brown and bald and beautiful, and he got muscles. And why does he always have oil on? Why is he always oily? That's my question. He ain't gonna need to be glistening 24/7. I don't understand why we think that he's a good actor. And we just keep watching his movies like it's nothing. I'll tell you what.
There's nothing wrong with The Rock.
I'll tell you what. There shouldn't be no more Fast and Furiouses. You know they're bringing out a Fast and Furious 9. You've got to be joking.
I've never seen a single Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, my throat. It's hurting my throat because
you're upset because The Rock is
Let
working.
me get my water.
You upset over The Rock.
Bless me, Jesus. I tell you what, The Rock is ridiculous. I mean, he just does stuff and everybody just buys it. He's not a good actor. Let's be honest. Rampage was a terrible video game. It looked like an even dumber movie. I refuse to even support it when it comes out on Netflix. Speaking of movies, Wakanda Forever, it drops today. I for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you know that I pre-ordered it. So as soon as this is over, I'm gonna go get a sandwich because I haven't had dinner yet. It's 10 o'clock. Okay, well I'm gonna get something. It's a little too late for sandwiches. I'm gonna get something, and I'm gonna go back to Wakanda for about half an hour because I have a bedtime because I gotta go to work tomorrow. But eventually I'm gonna watch all of Wakanda. So go out there and support Wakanda, people. Support Wakanda.
The movie's called Black Panther, but that's just semantics.
Yes. Support Black Panther. Support Black Panther. Go out there, go get it. I got the digital. I'm gonna buy the one that's gonna come out in the 4K when it comes out. I'm getting everything. And guess who's not in it? The Rock.
So you are upset. So let me get this straight. The Rock's oily body offends you. This will be going right. This will be going right.
Whoa! First of all,
that's what you said.
You ain't gonna reduce my words to talk about just his oily body. Don't try to play me like I'm old angry woman.
I'm sorry. His oily body and his lack of acting ability. How about that?
I don't even feel comfortable with saying oily body repeatedly.
You said it.
When referring to the Rock, I said it one time. You keep bringing it back.
Did you not say the brother's body was oily?
And you can't glisten all the time unless you're just rolling in cocoa butter. Every shot of you is glistening. I don't need to see that. Guess what? Keep your shirt on too.
He's black. You know we get ashy, so we got to stay greased up.
He's just. He ain't even got the kind of melanin I got. He can use jerky.
He's black. He's black.
He don't gotta glisten. all the time. And Lorene McCoy, who's out here saying he's a good actor. Lauren?
Yeah.
I apologize, Lauren. Stop. Nope, he's not.
He's good. He's just as good as most of these other people.
He's a good actor. Didn't you see Moana? That sums it up. His best acting job is an animated movie. That sums it up.
Hey,
Lauren,
don't go after my voice actors now. Don't go after my voice actors.
First of all, I would love to have that job. I would love to have. I follow some voice actors on the gram. It's amazing what they're able to do. But yeah, I'm done. Okay.
What did The Rock ever do to you? What?
I don't know where that came from. I just been holding some things inside. I need to get that out.
Did he beat your favorite wrestler when he was a wrestler?
I don't even know.
Was you riding for Stone Cold Steve Austin and you was all hurting your feelings?
I honestly
when you thought wrestling was real?
I've had a couple things. I'm mad at Rampage. The video game itself was trash. So the fact that they made a movie out of a trash video game and it made money angers me. Like, we're not even trying to take in real stuff anymore.
You mad because other people out here trying to get money.
I do sound like a hater right now, but I have...
Did you watch the movie? I can see if you was mad because you paid to see it.
No, I ain't gonna watch
that then what you mad?
Trash movie. I am not going to say that that old bum movie. Wait, wrestling isn't real. We're going to have to talk to some of our listeners. They seem to think.
She's just joking. She's just joking.
It's just,
they don't even hide the fact that it's not real no more.
It's just scripted, that's all. It's not fake, it's just scripted. Why? I don't... Never mind. I'm good. I'm good.
Sure.
Let me give a couple shout-outs real quick. Shout out to LeBron James. I know he's a fan of the show.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to LeBron James and the Cavs doing what they do, knocking out Toronto in LeBronto. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to LeBron James. That was really the only shout out I wanted to give. Oh wait! Oh, I'm tripping. This is the week of Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mothers. It's Mother's Day.
Mother's Day this Sunday.
Mother's Day this Sunday. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Shout out to those who are actual mothers. Shout out to those who are spiritual mothers. Shout out to those who have mothered people that may have not come from your loins. That's a real thing. And so we appreciate y'all. We respect y'all. Shout out to my mother because she does watch occasionally. She never gets this far into the show. But shout out to my mother, Lydia Abdullah. We can chop this up and put it at the beginning at some point in time. Shout out to my wife, Alita Abdullah. She's popping. I like her a lot. Yeah, shout out to all.
I would hope so.
Who you want to shout out? Shout out to my mother-in-law, Patricia Hayes. Shout out to her. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Shout out to my sister, great mother. You know what I'm saying? All the mothers. All you mothers.
So now that you're calling out mothers, you're putting pressure on me because people.
Yeah, bro.
Why didn't you say my name? Now I got to figure out every mother I know and start calling them out.
You better shout out at least 6.
Oh, good Lord.
I gave a lot. Don't get in trouble. Say something.
Can I use like a blanket term like doing church? All the members, saints, and friends, and that's everybody.
Go ahead and do it. See if you get a phone call behind that. Go ahead and you do it.
I can't do that.
Go ahead and try it. That's you. That's not me.
See, I was trying. While you were going off on really on mother, I was trying to find some mother's music, but
some mother's music.
Computer.
Let me do it because he messed up. Shout out to Annie Holmes. Great mother. You gonna do it? Hurry up.
Yeah, shout out to my wife Annie, to my mother Bernice Holmes, to my mother-in-law Jean Davis, to all the members, saints, and friends, to everyone that loves the Lord. Let me stop. Voice them in.
We keep getting kicked off the air. It's time to go. God bless. Good night.
I can't even stop it. Spotify is just a hater.
We're out of control. We're out of control right now.
All right. Let's see. We still live. Okay, that was bananas.
That got out of control.
That way. See what happens? You just go left. We come up with the format, and you just go.
That was my fault. A lot of that was my fault. We're gonna put that on our Emmy reel. because I think that's going to go places.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. You can find me at Cliff Holmes, CLIFFHOLMES on all social media. I think that's it.
Good luck making this one coherent show.
It'll be all right.
All right, brother.
So for all of you who still stuck around to the end, and then the second ending, and then the post-credit scenes.
This is like Marvel.
It's like a Marvel movie. There you go. We started with Marvel. We're going to end with Marvel. We'll see y'all next week right here at 9 p.m. Eastern Time next Tuesday. Until next time, be blessed, y'all.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.